What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Frayed Brush. I'm Big Aaron. Kind of something cool I'm doing today. Well, to me anyway. If you've been following my Twitch streams, which I think have been getting uploaded to YouTube, I might have mentioned it on a previous YouTube video. Not 100% sure, but I've started kind of working with oils with my miniature painting. Here's one quick example. This was all done with oils so far, not even near done with it yet. But I'm really liking the oils so far. Got a couple little things I've worked on here with oils. This is Aquaman's head from the from the Justice League diorama that I'm working on. Not done with it yet. And then here is the Superman head I've got done so far, and all these have been done with oil for the most part, as far as the skin goes. So having fun with those, learning a lot of things about them, and they're actually turning out to be quite a bit easier to use than acrylics, as far as the actual process of painting. Now, you do have to use, I use, the odorless mineral spirits to thin it, clean the brushes, and all that kind of stuff, where acrylics, you can use mainly water. But, people do choose to, use other additives with the acrylic paints as well. So it's kind of a 6-1, half dozen the other, I guess, as far as products are concerned. But it's pretty much flawless blending every time. So I've been kind of looking at a couple different ways to approach using my oils. So some people will take a miniature that's just primed with, there's a Grim. I'll link his Twitch and YouTube in the comment or in the description below. James Wapple, I'm sure a lot of you have heard of him. I'll link his Twitch and YouTube in the description below as well. They kind of go oil paint straight over primer. And then you have people like, this is to the best of my knowledge, of course. I don't sit there and watch them paint or anything like that in person. I just see what they put up online. And then you have the painters like Vince Venturella and Marco Frazzoni from Not Just Mecca that tend to put the oils over base coats of acrylic, which is also a good way to do it. So I've been kind of experimenting with both ways to do it. And one thing I saw Marco do was, and Vince Venturella actually, is I've seen them both use the Citadel contrast paints as kind of like their base coats to put the oils over top of. And that's the way I understood it to be. You could go watch one of their videos and see that it's done a different way. Okay, blah, 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 cool. So what I have is I ended up getting, I have, I think 33 of the 34 Citadel contrast colors. And one thing I've noticed about these contrast colors is the color that it is in the bottle might not necessarily constitute the color out of the bottle, okay? Some of them are really close together, and they could be that way in person, or, out of the bottle painted on something, and it could not be that way. But either way, I figured a good way to get an idea was to use them all. So what I decided to do, I've got all my paints here, and as you can see, I've got a stack of the, throwaway palettes. Got me a good old number 8 brush here. And I went and printed off a bunch of little bases, right? And I have one for each color, and you can see I put what color it is. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of make a, I guess, contrast color reference thing. I'm basically gonna take each color, put it on a base, see how it looks. I'm gonna let it dry. I'm gonna see how the finish is. And then One product that I've heard about through James Wapple that I've picked up and I've really enjoyed using is the Army Painter Anti-Shine Matte Varnish. It's been amazing so far. I've really enjoyed using it. But depending on the finish of the contrast paint, then I might go back and take some of this anti-shine matte varnish and paint like half the base. That way I can see the original finish versus the matte varnish finish, just to see how they look. And that's if I don't like the finish of the contrast paint itself once it's on there. So I'm not gonna bore you with watching me paint each one of these, but I'm gonna go ahead, pull out these bottles, get them shook up, and I'm gonna go ahead and paint all of the colors onto their corresponding bases, let them dry, and we will be back in just a couple minutes once everything's painted and dried. I'll come back, I'll bring the video back before I put the matte varnish on. So we'll be back in just a minute. Okay, so here we go. We are back with all the colors that I've got. Couple of surprising things actually. The only one I really had a problem with, wasn't even really a problem, was the Leviadon Blue, and I primed each of these with the normal Krylon 2x prime. It was white. I know that GW says you're supposed to use like their Corax white and something else to prime under these, but I just did regular white. The Leviadon Blue was the only one that acted any type of had any type of hydrophobic reaction. There were a couple spots along the edge here that I had to go over a few times because it was just, I don't know, it wasn't laying down right. It was kind of just beating up. But the rest of them went fine. None of these bases were cleaned up or anything like that. Pretty much printed them, cured them, removed the supports, and then primed them. It wasn't even really that solid of a prime job. Some of the colors are pretty surprising. Of course, I primed them white. This is Apothecary White over this, so you can tell it has kind of the gray tint to it. And a couple of things, you can see it really well on this one. As you can see how the contrast color kind of pulled right there. And I didn't really want to, none of these are meant to go to crystal brush or anything, so I wanted to actually just paint them and see how the contrast color did. Went on real smooth. Looks like it gave a really matte finish for the most part. Some of the colors are similar, like you've got the Gilliman flesh and the Fire Slayer flesh. Not really a huge difference there. Gilliman flesh is a little bit lighter, but nothing crazy. And then you've got the Dark Oath flesh with the Fire Slayer flesh. Again, a very, very slight difference. And I was really actually kind of pleased with the way some of the colors came out. Like the Flesh Terrors red, the Talisar blue was nice. The Killian green, it was good. Cygor brown has like crazy coverage. That actually surprised me with the way a lot of these others were coming out. The Cygor brown even has better coverage than the Black Templar. I think for the most part they're dry. They got done maybe an hour ago, so I'm sure they're pretty dry now. So let's pick. Well, none of them are really highly reflective. Okay, yeah, you can see that one's got a little bit of reflection to it. So we'll try the Snakebite Leather. How's this one? Yeah, we'll keep that. We'll do the Blood Angels red. And let's do the Space Wolves gray. No, not a lot of reflection on that one. What about the Aethermatic blue? Wow, you really can't tell any reflection on that one either. Okay, so I'll tell you what, we'll do the Leviadon. Yeah, that one's got a little bit. Okay, so we'll move the rest of these out of here. And like I said, these are just for my reference, really, so I can actually see what the color looks like out and put on with the brush. I could have airbrushed these, but I didn't want to airbrush, I think, 33 different colors. And also, I know watching a Squidmar video, he was talking about how, contrast paints are kind of, his go-to now. And he shoots them through an airbrush and stuff like that. I think one thing he mentioned was, be careful because the contrast paints are pretty rough on a brush. That's why I chose to use the big size 8 craft brush to put it on there. So we'll grab one of the palettes here, grab some of our Army Painter anti-shine matte varnish, put a couple drops out. Okay, grab a paper towel. Now there might be some residue left over in the brush from where I was doing the colors. Maybe not, it looks pretty clean. But what we'll do, I'll take some of this anti-shine and I'll do like these 3 squares here. We'll see. Well, it actually kind of livened that color up a little bit. I wonder if it might knock it back down once it gets dry. Well, it's actually, it looks a lot cleaner. It gave it a more uniform finish. I mean, it's already drying. It dries that quick. That's how thin I put it on. But it does make it, I guess, a little bit, gives a little bit more of a finish than the actual contrast color finish is. But some of that could be due to the fact that it's a 3D print. I can see some slight layer lines in here, but if I was painting this for a piece to actually, put on display, the layer lines are fine enough. I probably wouldn't even worry about them. I would just try to paint over them because I don't. Yeah, I'd have to have my glasses on and have it an inch from my eyeball to really be able to pick out any discrepancies in the surface. But I mean, you figure compared to, you've got little pock marks right here where I just ripped the supports off, and you can't see anything on there. Let's put another coat on there. I mean, none of the blue's coming off on my brush. It's not reactivating it or anything like that I can tell. So, I mean, it seems like the contrast colors kind of stay on there. yeah, I mean, it seems like pretty solid. I think this is definitely something I'm going to use. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you what I'm going to start with. I'm not gonna paint it right now. I'm gonna save it for my Twitch stream later this weekend. Today is Friday, January 28th, so 29th or 30th. I'll be streaming on Twitch with this and probably laying some contrast color down on it. We'll go ahead and show it. You saw it here first. So this is the Browan bust from scale 75. And I think it's I think this will do good. We got some different textures here. And I've never done haven't done any metallics with oils yet, and I'm going to do this. I'll probably base this out once it's primed and everything. I'll base it out in the contrast colors, and then I will go back in with the oils and do it. It's going to be a lot of fun skin texture in here. Got a little bit of cleanup to do on him, but nothing too terrible. I'll show you how the back sits together there. There we go. So his cup sits over top of his shield like that. But I mean, got some minor cleanup. I got to clean up like this nub here, get rid of some mold lines and stuff. It's not gonna be anything too serious. Got some stuff to clean up on the axe, but we'll get all that done. Get him primed up, get him ready for the stream. Imagine on the stream this weekend, what we'll probably do is we'll at least get all the contrast colors on him, see how those look, and then so with the oils, you can put them directly on acrylics. I know some people say you can't, but I've seen more people put oils directly on acrylics and not have any issues than I have seen people put oil on acrylics and have issues. But I guess because I'm new to it, I always kind of look at varnish as a kind of a save point on a model. Something, you can go back to that layer and, nothing underneath it will be, messed up. But we'll get the contrast colors put on him and probably at least get him varnished. But I mean, we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments section below. I want to say a big thank you to all of my subscribers. It really is appreciated that you think enough of the channel to subscribe to it and to know when another video comes out. If you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing. It doesn't cost anything. You just click the button and it does everything for you. Remember to hit that thumbs up to show you enjoyed the video. Remember to hit that bell icon so you get notified the next time the Frayed Brush puts out a video. I hope everybody has a great day. Hope everybody has a great weekend. And until next time, remember, Big Aaron sent you.